My first Bloom Flower Diptych. I finally built up the courage and took the deep dive into unknown territory for me. So my first Bloom Flower Diptych is on the table and you are looking at it now on a grey background with beautiful reds and a complementary turquoise. I am about to show you exactly how I did this. So if you want to see exactly how I did this, please keep watching this video and thank you so much for joining me. I'm Bernadette, Simply Be Fluid Art from Cape Town. Please do hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. So I'm working on two A3 30 by 42 centimeter canvases, and I'm going to show you how I managed to spin out two canvases at the same time. That's my spinner. It's a 35 centimeter glass spinner. Beautiful smooth turns and so silent. On top of the spinner, I've got two lengths of wood strips or block. This is 1 meter long each, and I place both of these directly on top of my spinner. This will become my support for my canvases. These wooden strips or blocks are quite heavy, so they provide a good weight as well. The canvases I will place side by side on top of these wooden lengths, but I leave a bit of space in between to allow for the paint to slide over the edges. So my pillow paint is a white house paint. I use Durham wall sheen, but as you can see, it's quite gloopy, it's quite thick, so I have to thin it down. And because I want a grey base, I mixed up a cup of black acrylic paint with my regular pouring medium and some water. I'll put the recipe in the description box below. So I add that cup of mixed paint with pouring medium directly into my house paint and combine the two really well, which will give me a light shade of grey. This now becomes my pillow for my blooms. Now you can see how beautiful that cup of paint has thinned down my house paint, making it the perfect consistency to use as a pillow. So I'm laying down the pillow now onto each canvas. I split the amount of paint evenly. So I've got 700 grams of the house paint plus the 150 grams of the black paint mix that I've added to the house paint. In total, it's 850 grams of paint. Sharing the paint evenly across the two canvases that are now resting side by side on those wooden extensions or wooden blocks. I will then stretch out the paint. I'll lift the canvases up, stretch the paint to reach the edges of the canvas, but I don't yet push the paint over the sides. I will use the force, the centrifugal force that is created by spinning to push the paint over the sides, and at the same time level the paint on the canvases, creating a nice even covering and an even pillow for my bloom puddles, which I will lay down on top. I still leave the center, the part where the two canvases meet, I still leave that separate so that that grey paint is able to flow easily down the sides of the canvas. So there's a lot of spill off when you spin, And I do save the spill off, and I use that spill off for my experiments, for my jewelry. I also use it for the base or the pillow for my coasters. My colors, I will list them on the screen for you, but I start off with the Van Dyke Brown, a very underrated color, but so beautiful to use as a backdrop. On top of the Van Dyke Brown, I'm adding some Ferrari Red, and then I will do an alizarin Crimson. My paints are from different brands. I use Dala. The metallic turquoise is a Dala color. I also use Zalcraft. So the metallic gold is a Zalcraft paint. The alizarin crimson is an iris paint. The Ferrari and the True Red are different brands as well. And the Van Dyke Brown was an iris paint. The pearl white is iris as well. So I'm using many different acrylic paints that's accessible to me. My cell activator is mixed with Amsterdam Oxide Black, no Floetrol, no oils. It is my own cell activator medium. I use my blow dryer on a very high fan, and it's a 1800 watt that I always use for my blooms. And the front of this hair dryer has got a louver front, so it's got the slats in the front. Those slats assist me to push the air in the direction that I want that bloom to fan out. And so they help me to control the airflow. I'm pushing the paint over the section of the canvas where the two canvases meet, so that there is an overlap of each one on either canvas that is opposite to the bloom. The whole idea is that there is an extension of your design that overlaps your canvases, so that when they lie side by side, it looks as though it is one complete painting. So I'm gently giving the canvases a spin, just to help those petals and the entire flower to expand in size. I'm adding 2 extra blooms for balance, and I lay down the 2 puddles to create these blooms. The colors are you can change them up a little bit if you want to create some different effects in your blooms. That's also okay. And then you blow them out the same way that you did the first 2 blooms. Here you see a close-up of the embellishments of me separating the petals by pulling a skewer stick through the parts where the 2 blooms petals meet, pushing the paint from the pillow through the bloom, creating a nice separation of that petals. I'm edging the petals now with a darker red alizarin crimson to highlight and to just create a boldness of that petal. defining it as it sits on top of the pillow of the base. If this is the first time for you watching, please subscribe to my channel. You will really help my channel to grow. I've got a long playlist of all of my Bloom flower blowouts. I've been doing these flower blowouts since 2021, and I share all my tips. I share my process with you through every video. So I hope that you enjoy it, that you've learned from it, and that you too will try this at home. It's really a fascinating way to create beautiful fluid art. If you live in Cape Town, make sure that you join my classes at PNA Canal Walk. I'd love to welcome you to my next class. Take care, everyone, and thank you for joining me. Until I see you on the next video. Bye.